Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Daily Dose of Wisdom. So, today I want to share something I was experiencing today that was really magical. Some of you may know, many of you may not. I am a meditation teacher in virtual reality through a organization called evolver.org. You can check it out, evolvr.org. And it's like a spiritual community, open-minded spiritual community that holds free guided meditations 3 times a day for free in the VR community of AltSpace, using different headsets, which partly is magical because we can teach meditation to people all over the world. I've had students in Sweden and or participants, meditators in just everywhere, the UK, the US, all the different states of the US, all over Europe, Australia. It gets tricky with time zones once you start thinking about the global picture. But yeah, so it's something I've been doing for a little while now and really enjoyed doing. And I brought the headset. This is the VR headset. So you put the headset on, and then you're in this whole other world. It's pretty cool. Um, but I want to share with you today was something pretty magical. I went to a leaders meeting with Evolver, and at the end, the organizer wanted to show us a new world that had just been created, and it's Burning Man. The festival, Burning Man Festival. Apparently, it was canceled this year because of the COVID, and so they're moving it to virtual reality to make it as best they can. And so I'm checking out this Burning Man thing. It's really beautiful and very cool. I've always wanted to go. I just haven't been able to go yet. For those of you that don't know, it's like a art festival um, with like a real genuine spiritual flavor to it. Um, and everybody that I know that's ever gone, I've talked to many people that have gone, and they all just really love it. They say there's nothing else like it. But so here I am in this Burning Man, the virtual Burning Man, exploring it. They have all these like little portals where you can you're basically in a desert, right? Like the festival, but then there's these portals where you can go, and then it like zooms you to an art piece, and it's really cool. Um, I think one of the beautiful things about it being in VR is you're not limited to to physics. You're not limited to the rules of our physical world because you're in VR, right? I mean, granted, the graphics aren't as good as the real world, but still, it's really quite interesting. And so I was exploring that, checking out some art and things, and then I found a small group, and I kind of just jumped in to the group, and it turns out there were other artists that were coming to start installing new, pieces of art, and some of the creators of the concept, and the digital artists that have to make it the 3D, the complexity of the engineering behind VR, all that stuff. Um, yeah, and that was just really synchronistic to just happen to fall into that, happen to meet them, talking to them a little bit, really cool, and very nice individuals. And I don't know where I was going with this. I guess I was just so shocked. I just wasn't planning it and planning to experience something like this, and then to just see so much beautiful art. And it's kind of like seeing the future too, of what it's going to be like. It's really exciting. Um, so I wanted to share that with you. If you guys have a VR headset through Oculus, they have the Go, the Quest, and then the higher end computer versions, like the Rift. Um, then definitely check out AllSpace, um, and be on the lookout for the Burning Man. Yeah, and I have an Oculus Quest. I was fortunate. It's $400. The Quest is. I was fortunate to be given it to be a meditation teacher. Um, The Go is like 200, although I really don't recommend the Go because it like heats up kind of quickly, and Go people always end up wanting to upgrade to the Quest. So I'd recommend if you're gonna get one, spend the 400 and get the Quest. If you got a lot of money, then get the real deal with the computer setup and the for the Rift. But that's a couple $1,000 investment there between, and you have to really kind of like know your computers to a degree too. You got to be a tech person. Whereas this, it's wireless, and it's awesome. There's also lots of other games and stuff. And no, I'm actually not being sponsored. I should probably call Oculus and be, hey, sponsor me for a video. With my 100 subscribers. Anyway, back to the bits of wisdom. I have 4 minutes left to share a little bit of wisdom. Although I guess you could say this is interconnected, and it's, for me, I think I'm going to change the subject of change, for the very sake of change. I don't know how much I'm actually want to have it confined into a series. I'm not sure I'm feeling that anymore. But so what I want to talk about is what happened today, and that is that when you're really living in the flow of things and just enjoying, you attract these like somewhat magical experiences. This happens to me all the time when I go to music festivals. I found myself backstage at Lock-In, with all the musicians and stuff. I mean, it's a huge festival, thousands of people out, in front of the stages. And I don't know how I did it, but the next thing I know, I'm in the backstage. And, there is something magical about this whole practice that when you really work on starting to dissolve the ego and dissolve this idea of separation, that we're all separate. And part of it too is that like if you meet somebody famous, it's to the collective it's like, oh, exciting, oh my gosh, but they're just humans. We're all just humans and we're all equal. This idea of idolizing it's not healthy. And it really creates more of a separation. I think that's maybe part of it, is that when you really find your value, and you meet somebody who's famous, but you feel equal to them, rather than like starstruck, like, oh my gosh, it's so and so. When you really know yourself, you are just as valuable as everybody else, and you're not more valuable, and you're not less valuable than anybody else. So maybe that's something for you to consider. If there's people that you would love to meet, but then would be like in amazement to meet, contemplate that. Can you feel that same sense of amazement about yourself? Because you deserve to feel that about yourself, and also to feel that about everybody, not just the ones that were fortunate to be recognized by the masses. Yeah, interesting. Even spiritually, right? Like we can idolize spiritual teachers. To the point where we feel like they're always sort of on this outreached pedestal that we can never get to. We can't get to their level. I can never get to, I won't be able to get to Eckhart Tolle's level or Ram Dass or Thich Nhat Hanh, because I'm just, I'm a little old nobody over here. But that's actually part of the beauty of spirituality and awakening. Being nobody is actually the most powerful place you can be. Powerful, like nobody you can be, when you embrace that rather than fear it. Because the truth is, all those famous people too, they're still looking for answers. They're still trying to figure out life just as much as everybody else. They're still experiencing challenges. They're still experiencing drama, suffering, just like everybody else. And so, just, it's really cool to recognize the equality of everything and everyone, including those that you may idolize, that you might get super excited if you were to cross paths with one day. And at the same time, I think there's something, again, magical about when like you really hold that sort of frequency of knowing yourself, you do attract people of that same place. And it's just a beautiful thing. So this is the 10 minutes. Have a wonderful day, and see you tomorrow.